The Australian Bureau of Statistics, that's ABS, released preliminary figures that reveal more than 7 million Australians have a literacy level below 3. Now that's terrible, but what does it mean? The Australian Core Skills Framework describes numerical levels of performance across 5 core skills: learning, reading, writing, oral communication, and numeracy. According to the ACSF, a level 3 in literacy is consistent with an individual being able to interact fully with society. This means that those achieving a level 1 or 2 have difficulty interacting with society. Establishing language literacy and numeracy requirements in a training context requires an understanding of the ASCF and how to evaluate both workplace requirements and the individual's ability. You may need to access specialist support for such an evaluation, and luckily there is an abundance of support out there. Firstly, government support exists in the form of the Reading Writing Hotline 1300 655 06, Literacy Net, and the Workplace English Language and Literacy WELL program support administered by the department heading VET to fund employers partnering with a training organisation to provide reading, writing and numeracy training linked to job-related workplace training. In-house support may also exist in the form of existing systems and procedures run by suitably qualified trainers or teachers. Once you have the information, you need to apply it to training and assessment practices. Now, this isn't simply a one-off documentation exercise. On the contrary, this is a whole-of-system approach that we as VET practitioners must integrate into our everyday activities. Let's quickly look at some demonstrable outcomes. 1. A pre-course LLN assessment tool. Developing one in line with the requirements of the training package as well as the workplace needs will help you to assign resources and provide guidance and advice to participants and colleagues prior to commencement of any training. On-course support systems. What would you do if someone needed LLN support on one of your training courses? This is the question you'll need to have an answer for in order to comply with LLN requirements for all current training packages. Upskilling. What professional development have you attended or participated in with respect to LLN in the last 12 months? While this video podcast is a great start, it's just introduction and much more detail is needed. So, in summary, we all need to become familiar with the ACSF and how it may be applied to our training materials and processes. Next, we need to identify and become accustomed to using support services and specific LLN professional advice. Lastly, we can all take stock of our current application of LLN and how we might demonstrate compliance and professional development on an ongoing basis. This has been a vocational education podcast video to support those undertaking the Certificate 4 in Training and Assessment or the Diploma of Vocational Education and Training.